question is supposed to be more pedas as we go along. The first
already.
question is so pedas. 70% of the respondents, they would not be able to come up with 1,000 ringgit worth of savings.
Are you for real?
No, it's hot.
You're not acting, right?
No, it's hot. It's hot. This burn. Food is supposed to be pleasurable and enjoyable, right?
It's quite pleasurable for me.
Oh my God.
Assalamualaikum, anda sedang menonton podcast series Duit Better with AEON Bank. Bersama dengan saya Nasha Nazari dan hari ini bertemankan seorang yang cukup berpengaruh dalam dunia perbankan ni. Perkenalkan Encik Aizuddin Danian bin Izham Cheong selaku Chief Personal Banking Officer di AEON Bank. Hi sir, how are you?
Hi, fine, thank you. Please call me Ais.
Ais ya?
Senang. Ais, short for Aizuddin.
Kita santai-santai je kan?
Sure.
Alright, so hari ni kita nak talk about money management. It's such a big topic kan. Tapi kita nak try to kecil-kecilkan sikit scope dia, bagi dia tak berapa nak serius lah Alright. So I nak tanya your thoughts lah. There's a saying that the rich will become richer and the poor will always become poorer kan. So
no.
what do you think about it? Is that true? You setuju tak dengan saying tu?
I thought the question is supposed to be more pedas as we go along. The first question is so pedas. I think, honestly, Nasha, I think it's about money management. Right? It's about understanding your commitments, and also your financial surroundings, what's going on around you. It's about managing your money, your savings, right? Your commitments, all right? And also, thinking about the future, and also making sure that you're prepared for emergencies, and what to do with your money. I think that's really the question that we should be asking. And through all of this, it's very important as well, when we talk about money management, that I think the question that a lot of people need to ask themselves, and that's why AEON Bank is here, is what can my bank do for me? All right. And I think when you find the right bank to help you through your life cycles, because each of us have a life cycle. We are either a young graduate, or we are starting a family, or we are an entrepreneur starting a new business, or even if we are planning to save money and invest for retirement one day. We're all at different life cycles.
Yes.
And there are banks in Malaysia which will help you through that process. So, finding that right bank is just as important as everything else. And I think, it really makes it easier to manage your finances when you find the right partner.
Yes, that's true. Belum apa-apa lagi, jawapan ni dah cukup bernas ya. But in another word, it could be that the importance of knowledge in managing your money.
That's right.
Kan orang kata apa, nak seribu daya, tak nak seribu dalih. If
That's right.
you nak berjaya, you kena timbul ilmu, belajar. Then only you know how to manage your money.
Betul.
Alright, so sebenarnya dalam podcast Duit Better with AEON Bank ni kan, kita buat lain daripada yang lain sikit. Sebab kita ada cabaran makan pedas. So as you can see kat depan ni, kita ada beberapa jenis sos pedas.
Oh, no.
Dan kita akan makan bersama dengan menu of the day. Keropok leko.
A Malaysian favourite, right?
Yes, Malaysian favourite. Jadi
Yes.
aku nak tanya, you makan pedas tak?
I'm very nervous because
Nampak lah dia macam dah nak berpeluh dah. Mungkin kena ada tisu, kipas, aircon semua.
semua dah standby dah,
Semua
ready
dah
dah.
standby Mungkin sebabkan dalam last episode kita punya tetamu kata tak cukup pedas. Sos tu tak cukup pedas. So kali ni producer kata say no more. Kita bagi yang lebih pedas. So kita cubalah hari ni macam mana.
Boleh,
Ais?
insyaAllah boleh.
Alright, let's start makan. But before that, Ais, tadi you cakap dia macam sos-sos ni semua psikologi kan?
Yes,
So
yes.
mungkin yang ini kita start keju, warna pun tak adalah merah-merah, cili-cili sangat. Tak
Kalau warna
pedas.
kuning ni okay kot.
Ni
Tapi
okay,
sometimes warna kuning tak semestinya tak pedas. Dia macam ada udang di sebalik batu kan.
Ya, hari ni kita ada cheese
Tapi
sauce.
Tapi yang ni I rasa okay kot.
Alah,
InsyaAllah
cheese
okay
takkanlah
kot.
pedas kan. Okay,
Okay,
silakan.
jom kita try.
Bismillah.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Okay. Tastes like cheese.
Right?
I'm okay.
Mungkin yang pertama producer bagi yang tak pedas lagi lah. First thing first, Ais. Nowadays kan, selalu kita tengok orang macam tak berapa nak fokus in saving money lagi, because they prefer guna duit tu bawa pergi melancong, pergi makan makanan yang viral sampai sanggup beratur panjang-panjang kan orang Malaysia ni. Tapi bila berlakunya emergency, time tu diorang panik. Tak tahu mana nak cekau duit. Itu yang mungkin ada pergi cari along lah kan. Mana-mana yang badan-badan yang tidak sepatutnya ni. Dan lain jadinya. So, according to you, what is the easiest way for someone to start saving?
I think this is a fantastic first question. I think Malaysians generally have struggled with savings. In 2017, I believe, Bank Negara Malaysia came out with a survey regarding this, and the results was that 70% of the respondents told the survey that they would not be able to come up with 1,000 ringgit worth of savings in time of emergency. My father always told me that whenever I receive my salary, or when if I do anything which people pay me some money or whatever, right? The first person I should pay is myself.
Reward yourself.
Reward myself by putting a little bit of it away, all right, and only then using the rest. So that paying yourself, once you make that a habit, once you love yourself, all right, first, and put away that little bit of money, before you know it, even if it's a small amount, it becomes big over time.
Yes.
Yeah, I think the important thing to remember about savings is that, we need to start somewhere.
Yep.
All right. It's about, even if it's just 1 ringgit, it really makes a difference. And I think, the problem that we're facing now as a society, maybe the issue is not saving itself, but it's developing the habit.
Yep.
The development of the habit is what's lacking. If I can tell the story of my own experience, as a child, when I was a kid, my parents, they gave me a tin, all right, a tin that looked a bit bigger than this. And they asked me to go around the house and just put shillings into it and fill it up. And then they would give me a treat by taking me to the bank and depositing it and then getting me some ice cream or some sort of treat or whatnot. And that was a big experience for me. It was fun. And then after a few times or a few trips like that, the habit began to form. Yeah. And then there was a certain satisfaction, because in those days it was a bank book, right? And my parents would show me the bank book. I could see the money growing.
Yep.
All right. And that was a fantastic feeling. All right. So what we need to do is to find a way to develop that habit so that Malaysians can begin to feel and appreciate what it means like to save. Save for the future, save for things which they want to achieve, they want to have. It could be travel, it could be the latest gadget, it could be even going and performing the Umrah one day, right? That's what we need to do our savings for, all right? And, I think also, it's important to find the right bank to save with, and, if I may say, AEON Bank has got a perfect savings product, all right, called the Savings Spot, all right? And this savings spot is designed specifically, it's an amazing product. It's designed specifically to encourage people to save with the flexibility of withdrawing the money at any time if they have to, say, for an emergency or whatnot. And we still are able to offer a profit rate of 3%. Let me share with you, recently, we had a campaign called Back to School, all right, where we encourage our depositors to save just 500 ringgit, right? Because, next month when the school reopens, school reopens in February, all right, there's a lot of expenses to buy, school clothes, shoes, books, stationery, whatever, right? So we encourage people to save 500 ringgit, all right? And if they achieve that saving target of 500 ringgit, all right, we would reward them with a 50 ringgit AEON voucher.
Ooh.
So that was a fantastic promotion. And I think the results really speak for themselves. Thousands of new back-to-school accounts were open for this very purpose.
Nice.
So the lesson is that if we give people a reason, all right, to save, and they can see that reason very clearly in front of them, then they'll do it.
Yes.
All right. And I think that's something that, AEON Bank feels very proud to support, because we really want to help develop that habit amongst our customers and also the Malaysian public at large.
Couldn't agree more. So apa-apa pun dia back to your habit.
That's right.
And you kena start young lah.
That's right.
The
That's
parents,
right. Kalau boleh lah.
Yeah.
But it's never too late to start though.
Betul?
Betul, right?
Even if you're dah adult pun, tak apa. You can always start. Sekecil-kecil RM1, Sikit-sikit pun
Lama-lama
jadi bukit.
Betul,
Right.
betul.
Alright. Dah ready ke? Kita ada warna hijau kali ni. This is
no.
sriracha chili sauce wasabi. Oh my god, wasabi. You makan sushi ke?
Makan.
Sushi makan bersama wasabi ke?
Dia masuk hidung ni.
Masuk hidung. Risau. Yang ini adakah keropok lekor ni akan masuk hidung? Jom kita cuba.
Okay. Oh, bismillah.
Ambil lebih sikit ya. I sikit tak apa. You kena banyak.
Okay.
So, chili hijau lah kan. Wasabi dia
Stinging, menyengit.
dia menyengit dan menyengat. Boleh tahan ke? So far tak berpeluh lagi
Oh, please.
Alright, now I nak tanya about credit score.
Okay.
Alright. So sekarang ni ramai orang not really aware about credit score, especially those yang golongan B40 jugalah. I mean, I think ramai je, not just the B40s lah, the M40s pun banyak juga yang tak tahu kan. Tapi tiba-tiba bila nak apply loan, baru muncul term ni. Lepas tu terpinga-pinga, apa ni credit score kan? So maybe in short lah, briefly you can explain what is credit score secara ringkas untuk senang orang faham, and how can a good credit score ni boleh tolong you to achieve a bigger financial goal. Contohnya macam you nak beli rumah ke, you nak beli kereta ke, you nak start a business ke, kan? How can it help?
Okay, so betul, what you said just now. Actually, a lot of people don't realize or they don't know what their credit score is. So a credit score, actually, it's most working adults or adults generally, if working or not, would have a credit score at some point in their life, all right? And it builds up over time. It's almost like a credit history, score, credit history, all right? And it builds up over time because what it does is that the credit score is basically looking at the credit products that you have in your life, right? It could be a loan, it could be a credit card, all right? And then looking at your behavior relative to the products that you have throughout your lifetime. So in our lifetime, we could have a few different credit cards, we could have a few different loans, we could have maybe 1 or 2 mortgages into rumah, for example, right? So how do we behave towards those products? Do we pay on time? Do we pay in full? Do we any late payments, for example? So all our behavior towards our credit products creates a score.
I see.
All right. And the credit score is usually given to us through credit bureaus. So these are companies which keep track of these things. All right. And I guess in Malaysia, probably the most famous one that most people have heard of is CITOS.
Okay.
Right. And in CITOS, all right, a good credit score is roughly between 700 to 850.
Okay.
All right. So you can actually do this yourself. You can go to the CITOS website and you can check up on your own credit score. And that will show you, all right, what your score is. And I think that's important to know because there are actually many things that you can do to improve your credit score. If your credit score is, say, below that 650, 700 mark, all right, prompt payment, etc. These are the things I was talking about. It's also possible to not have a credit score at all. All right, means that you've never had a credit product before. You'll have your credit history will be 0. All right, and actually, in Malaysia at least, right, if you don't have a credit score or credit history, that's not really a good thing either. All right, you need to have some because it helps you later on in life when you need to take a credit product. All right, so how does your score affect you? Right, your score it affects you on for various things. All right. For example, the most important one is, say, loan approval. Any sort of loan, housing loan, personal loan, any sort of loan. You know, the banks will definitely check your credit score because the banks want to know how does Aizuddin, all right, behave relative to his credit history. All right. Dia ni jenis yang bayar on time ke, dia bayar full ke, dia lambat bayar ke, you know, ataupun maybe tak bayar langsung ke, you know. So the credit score will tell the bank about all of those things. All right. So if you have a good credit score, certainly loan approval helps. In addition to that, you know, even for things like, say, buying a house, for example, some situations will if your credit score is not good, right, your mortgage rate might be slightly higher. your personal loan rate also might be yes, it can be slightly higher. So if you have a good credit score, the irony is that you actually end up paying lower rates for future loans. All right, and that's actually a very big benefit. All right, it can also even affect things like how much it costs us to rent a property. Right, because sometimes this credits the landlord will ask you for your credit score. All right, they can ask you for your credit score, and if your credit score is good, the landlord Nasha is a good paymaster. Tak pernah hutang pun tak adalah banyak sangat, and also she pays very regularly.
It's not PNC.
The credit score isn't, but of course everything else behind is confidential. But the score you can actually share it with someone. I mean, it's up to you. It's your credit score. You can give it if the landlord says, if you give me your credit score, as a condition to rent this property, and it's up to you. If you say yes, I'll give it, and your score is 700, is a good score, then I might be, as a landlord, I might be inclined to say, maybe I can give her a discount because she's good. She's good. She's not going to cause any problems. So it can even affect to that level. So having a good credit score, having some sort of credit score and a good one is actually very important. It's very important.
I see. Okay. So basically, you cannot count yourself lah. You punya credit score mesti kena ada somebody like si Tos yang tolong countkan for you lah.
Yes, but you can check for it on yourself. And of course, as I mentioned, there are ways in order to improve your score if you feel your score is still a little bit low.
Alright. So mungkin sekarang dah ramai yang baru tahu apa tu credit score and kenapa kita kena ada credit score. Okay, Ais, tadi you cakap psikologi kan, kalau warna merah tu pedas kan? Merah dah datang.
It's coming. It's coming, guys. You see, know, this
sangat merah ya. Yang ini kita ada sos cili padi Sabah. Kita import dari Borneo. Special for you, Ais. Kita nak tengok tahan pedas dia macam mana.
Okay.
Dia macam sambal belacan ya. Ni orang makan dengan nasi, kita makan dengan keropok leko.
I know our audience can't smell it, but the smell is very chilly.
Betul.
Oh no.
Risau juga sebenarnya saya nak makan pun.
Alright, here we go. Ready?
Okay.
Bismillah.
Lebih sikit.
Ya, banyak lah ni. Oh my god.
Wow, merahnya. Orang tak makan ya keropok leko dengan sama-sama belacan ni. Alamak, risau. Okay ke?
This one is very hot.
Takut. Gila. Memang macam sambal belacan, tapi dia macam ada perahan limau. Dia macam masam-masam sikit.
No man, I just taste burn.
Makin lama makin masam.
Makin lama lagi pedas. What? Mana ada masam pedas?
This is the same sambal kan? Tak, betul. Takkanlah keropok leko ni yang ada lemon. Tadi kita cakap pasal credit score. Kesinambungan dia, kita nak cakap pasal credit card. Right.
Okay.
So, ada yang guna credit card ni untuk nak dapatkan reward. Contohnya ada cashback ke, ataupun ada point tu kita boleh tukar dapat barang apa-apa ke kan. Tapi ada juga yang gunakan ni untuk nak build dia punya credit score macam you cakap tadi. Tapi, still lagi ramai yang pakai credit card ni berhutang. Sebab, yelah, you tak payah bawa duit. You bawa card je, you pergi shopping, you swipe. Lepas tu you lupa nak bayar kan, ataupun bayar tak cukup dan sebagainya. So in your opinion, macam mana rakyat Malaysia ni boleh nak menggunakan credit card dengan bertanggungjawab, so that nanti diorang boleh build credit score without overspending and ada a good credit score lah at the end kan. Macam mana tu?
Interesting. This is a good question because actually credit cards is just a little bit of story about myself. Is how I entered banking more than 20 years ago. My first job was looking after credit cards, and it's a product that's very close to my heart. I'm very familiar with it.
Okay.
So basically, a credit card is an unsecured loan. That's essentially what it is, right? And it allows a lot of banks offer this product to allow us to perform cashless transactions. So in essence, it's powerful and it's useful for that because who carries cash around nowadays? A lot of people use their phones, a lot of people use their cards, including credit cards.
Yep.
And of course, credit cards has got that additional benefit that you can spend a lump sum, which is maybe more than you would normally spend, all right? And then you'll be able to break up the payments into kind of like installments, all right, over time.
Yep.
All right. So, of course, banks usually will charge a fee for that revolving credit facility, but certainly it's a convenience to have. And more than just a convenience, I think it's actually quite important in certain scenarios, especially for emergencies.
Yep.
All right. Imagine that you're overseas, all right, and something happens and you're traveling and there's you're in a foreign land.
Yep.
You need the security and the safety of a credit card in order to maybe get you out of some issues over there. You need to pay for something urgently, all right? Or even if you have a medical emergency, all right? A medical emergency can happen at any time.
Yeah.
All right. There's no time. There may not be a time to quickly take out a personal loan, for example, or to ask friends for help. So a credit card can literally, I've seen it happen, can literally be life-saving.
Yep.
All right, in emergencies. All right. So there are lots of benefits of having a credit card. In addition to what you mentioned just now, it helps build up and improve your credit history over time. However, it has a downside. All right. Everyone using a credit card, I would urge them, all right, to be disciplined and in control of their spend.
Yep.
All right, because the thing is that if you don't have that discipline, and there's a lot of temptation, right? Because it's a card. Oh, I want that thing.
Yeah.
I want that thing. It's like 3,000 ringgit. Can I afford it? Never mind. I'll worry about it later.
Yes.
And that is the thing which gets people into trouble.
Betul.
I'll think about paying later. That is wrong.
Yep.
And if we succumb to that temptation, all right, that's when credit card debt. Sometimes people talk about debt, credit card debts, right? That's when it begins to spiral out of control and becomes bigger and bigger.
Yeah.
Because usually the revolving credit fees around the remaining outstanding balance on a credit card, tends to be quite high.
Yeah.
It can be as high as 15 to 18%
Yep.
in many cases per annum. All right, and that can really get people in trouble if they don't have that discipline. So my personal opinion is that I think the credit card is a fantastic financial tool to keep for ourselves and to use it responsibly, and especially to have it around for in an emergency situation.
Yes.
It's important to have. All right, but always keep an eye out on what our existing financial commitments are, so we don't over leverage. All right, and also don't give in to that. Sometimes we get a little whisper in our ear, and the devil says,
The
devil says, go ahead,
Yeah.
worry about that another day,
Yeah.
worry about paying it off another day. Don't give in to that. Resist.
Yes.
Resist the temptation.
Yes. So at the end, basically, use it within your means lah.
Exactly. Use it within your means.
Selalunya orang pakai ni untuk emergency lah kan. Ataupun mungkin kalau sikit-sikit nak pakai untuk you punya wants, boleh lah. Tapi usually just within your needs lah, not so much on your wants, right?
That's right.
A little bit boleh lah, because
right.
macam you cakap tadi, reward yourself, right?
That's
Tapi
right.
at the end of the day, berbelanja memadai within your means, ya.
Yes.
Ikut kemampuan masing-masing. Alright, sekarang kita ada, kalau tadi merah, sekarang ni dia ni colour apa ni nak cakap ni?
Ni macam hitam sikit lah. Lagi menakutkan. It's
Lagi
even more
menakutkan.
scary. Oh my god.
Kita ada variety of colour cantik kita punya sauce hari ni. So yang ni kita ada Samyang Bulldog hot sauce, extremely spicy.
If the Koreans, they can do many things good.
Yeah.
This is one of them.
Ya, betul. Dia macam orang buat mukbang yang makan pedas-pedas tu. Kita akan buat hari ni.
Okay. Ready? Let's go.
Let's go. Ui, risau
Get it there.
Tapi
real
tadi
it
pun
there.
masam je.
No. Tadi tu dah pedas. This one is...
Risau nak makan.
Oh no.
Oh. Memang macam makan samyang.
This one
They cannot take it.
It creeps up on you, you know. Dekat belakang tekak tu dah rasa sakit.
Minum air. Rasa pedas tu. Tapi sedap. Makan lagi.
No, cannot. Cannot eat anymore.
Makan sini tak? The ramen noodle
My
yang
kids do,
pedas tu.
but I don't. I don't.
Sedap.
Why do people want to torture themselves like this?
Dia dah rasa torture. I okay lagi, sedap lagi.
Why? No, I mean, food is supposed to be pleasurable and enjoyable, right? I mean, why do this?
It's quite pleasurable for me.
Oh my God.
Sekarang kita nak tanya pasal hutang pula. Kita dah ada credit score, dah ada credit card. Orang dah ada credit card pun jadi berhutang. Okay, so to those yang dah terperangkap dalam hutang, yang dah ada hutang ni, ataupun those yang muda-muda lagi dah bankrupt, dah kena blacklist and everything kan. So dah tentulah diorang ni kena bayar hutang, and it has to be a priority for them, right? So according to you, apa actually langkah-langkah yang maybe you boleh kongsi for them, especially golongan yang berpendapatan rendah ni, nak bayar hutang-hutang ni tanpa menjejaskan kualiti hidup dia. Tak payah nak, ikat perut ke, nak kena kerja sampai 3-4 kerja satu hari, OT every time, everything like that. So, macam mana tu?
Well, that happens, So that happens, and sometimes we struggle with that. All right. My advice would be the person that you should turn to first, all right, when you have that, is actually the bank. All right. Speak to your bank, the bank whom you owe the debt to. Right. Speak to them and be honest and be transparent. In my years, I've had conversations with debtors, and they rasa malu, they rasa takut, they don't know what to say. They feel like the bank is some giant monster, nak makan dia orang. No, that's not the case at all. All right. The banks are there to help you actually.
Okay.
So if you are struggling with that, the first person you should talk to is the bank. The bank can do a lot of things. All right. The bank, like for example, during COVID time, what the banks did is that they had a moratorium on loan repayments.
Yeah.
All right. And that applied across the board. All right. Whether or not you were struggling with debt or not, it's fine. There was a nationwide effort, and everyone pitched in, including the banks. Right? If it's happening today, you speak to them, they can advise you, they can maybe lower the monthly payments by stretching out the tenure a little bit longer. They could do debt consolidation, instead of having, owing money here until pening, sampai pening, all right? You bring it all together and you put, a special profit rate or interest rate, that is manageable for you, because, that's where the bank will be able to help you, all right, get through this. All right, and I think consumers really need to have that confidence that the bank is there for them. All right, if that fails, all right, or there are alternatives to that. All right, I think the main one which I would like to highlight is AKPK, which was founded by Bank Negara in 2007. I believe. And this is a government agency specifically designed to help people who are struggling with that. All right. They will do counseling. They will do. They'll teach. They will give advice, and more than that, they've got debt management programs. All right. They can even intervene on your behalf with your creditors. All right. They can recommend freezing the loan temporarily, or lowering the rates. There are a lot of things which AKPK can do to help individual debtors, right? And this is because it's by the government, all right? It's like a neutral third party, and certainly they are on the consumer's side, all right, to protect them, to give the consumer a peace of mind. So in Malaysia, actually, we're very lucky to have that framework, all right? Not just the banks themselves being friendly and open, but even the government has got institutions which can help us.
This is something yang I tak rasa ramai tahu. Actually, the bank pun boleh tolong if you are having hutang or anything.
Yes.
And government pun ada inisiatif sendiri juga untuk nak tolong orang-orang yang berhutang ni kan.
Betul.
Ramai yang tak tahu sebenarnya. So this is something new yang we can learn today. Kali ni, ini baru hitam. Tadi you cakap hitam ni lagi hitam. Sebab kita ada ghost pepper, spicy chicken flavor sauce. Ambil kau. Debak kata situ. Debak.
Ghost pepper. Nama pun menakutkan.
Ya, nama pun dah ghost dekat situ. Kita tengok you jadi ghost tak macam mana.
Okay. Mummy, I love you.
Pesanan terakhir.
Just in case, okay. Bismillah.
Pekat juga yang ni. Macam mana? Okey ke? Alah, tadi okey kan? Takkan ini tak okey.
Manis at first.
Interesting rasa dia.
Susah nak telan, man.
Kenapa dia rasa pedas lah?
That's
I masih mencari rasa pedas tu sebenarnya.
That's not hot for you.
Are you for real?
No, it's hot.
You're not acting, right?
No, it's hot. It's hot.
Sekarang kita nak tanya pasal personal loan.
Okay.
Pinjaman peribadi. So, I nak tanya you, is it wise for someone... Dia punya pedas tu. Alright. Is it wise for someone to ambil pinjaman peribadi ataupun personal loan ni untuk nak consolidate semua hutang-hutang dia? Ataupun untuk nak tingkatkan dia punya score kredit semata-mata and ambil personal loan ni? What do you think? Okay ke?
Okay, good.
Rasanya dia yang tak okay. Dia yang tak okay, guys.
Okay, it's hard answering the questions under the influence of
Betul.
sepedah ni now. Dia stinging, sweating started already.
Itu yang best
Okay, so personal loans, all right. Okay, so personal loans ni is basically for personal consumption. Actually, you borrow money from a bank, all right, for your personal consumption. And there are many things that, sometimes we need a little bit of extra money for.
Yep.
All right. It can be for a holiday, for maybe the latest gadget or computer that you want to buy, for renovations to the house, So there are many reasons why people may need to get a personal loan. And that's fine. All of us, as I mentioned earlier in the podcast, it's about our life cycle, life cycle management. Understanding where we are at in it and whether or not we are able to borrow responsibly. All right. So that's fine. And of course, as you rightly pointed out, some people do take personal loans. I'm still experiencing the heat. Some people do take personal loans in order to consolidate their debt.
Yeah.
And that's fine. That's actually good financial management because, then it usually, when you take a personal loan to consolidate debt, right, usually you'll be able to maybe negotiate for a lower rate than you would otherwise have to pay. So you save some money. So certainly there's the benefits there. What I would like to share is that, when you're looking for a personal loan, all right, be sure to look out for a few key important features. All right. Like, for example, what is the profit rate? Or what is the interest rate? All right. In the market, it can be anywhere between, single digit to double digit percentage.
Yep.
All right. So there's a wide range out there in the market, and you really need to be careful about which one you go for. Don't just go for the easy one, because sometimes the easy one is the one which, will cause you a lot of problems down the road because of the very heavy profit rate.
Yep.
All right. The other thing you should look for is you should look at things like the fine print. All right. Look for the fine print, like things like late payment charges. What are the late payment charges? All right. That are applied if you say have to make payment a bit later, or you miss a payment. What happens then? All right. That's also important to know, because again, the devil is in the details.
Yeah.
All right. And if you miss the fine print, it may look like attractive, but then you missed out on the fine print, and then I forgot to pay, or I couldn't pay this month, or whatever emergency, and I get hit by heavy late payment charges, right? And that can hurt. All right. The last thing that I encourage people to look for is to look for, and this might matter more to some people than not, especially Muslims, right? Whether the loan is Sharia compliant. All right, and I think there are certain advantages to a Sharia compliant loan. Like, for example, in Malaysia, I think one of the big advantages is that the LPC, the late payment charges, are actually quite low. All right. AEON Bank being a Sharia compliant digital bank in Malaysia, we have also a very strong personal financing product. And we are currently at a promotional rate of 6.88% flat. Right. So no matter what, the moment you're approved for this product, all right, the profit rate is flat at 6.88%. And that's fantastic because it's a level of certainty and a level of assurance that this rate will apply to whoever gets approval. All right. And, it's actually a very good rate. If we look out in the market, all right, it's 6.88% is a very strong rate. And of course, it is Sharia compliant. So certainly, I would encourage people to consider us, all right, if they're looking for a personal loan product.
Yeah, so actually banyak these little things yang kita kena tahu, right? Before kita apply for personal loan. Bukan just macam, okay, why you need it? You nak beli something? Okay, then terus apply. No. Check every details. But of course, when you go to the bank, you can always ask for advice from the financial advisor and everything, right? So don't worry. AEON Bank ada.
Thank you.
Alright, that's the end of the question. Alright, Ais, kita dah habis pun tanya semua soalan dekat you. And you pun dah berjaya makan makanan pedas and jawab soalan dengan tenang dan precisenya. So lepas kita dengar jawapan-jawapan yang diberikan oleh orang yang sangat knowledgeable dalam perbankan ni, sebenarnya banyak yang kita tahu pasal money management, yang banyak yang kita perlu tahu and belajar. Take note of all of this ilmu-ilmu pasal money management. So anda yang kat luar sana, lepas dah dengar semua ni, now you know how to manage your money wisely. Alright? So, macam mana cabaran pedas kita hari ni? You boleh take it ke? Macam makin lama, makin...
Rasa mulut tu, it's numb. Right? It's numb. So,
kita perlukan ais lah lepas ni.
It was quite an experience. Thank you so much, Nasha.
Alright. So, kita nak berterima kasih juga kepada Encik Aizuddin sebab, sudi join and kongsi ilmu dengan kita semua hari ni. Alright, so sekiranya anda di semua berminat nak tahu lebih lanjut mengenai produk ataupun servis daripada AEON Bank, bolehlah layari ke www.aeonbank.com.my. So, jangan lupa juga untuk like, share and comment video ni banyak-banyak di semua social media AEON Bank, di Facebook ke, TikTok, mana lagi? Kita ada Instagram kita ada YouTube.
Betul.
Semua jangan lupa untuk follow dan subscribe. Alright. And jangan lupa untuk dengar kita di Spotify juga. Diorang boleh dengar kita kat Spotify. Yes. Alright, so that's all from me. I'll see you in the next episode. Saya Nasha Nazari. Assalamualaikum. Bye.